Okay, salam alaikum. Okay, this is video 2. Okay, so yes, I am correct. Pluto entered Aquarius Ramadan 1st, 1444, March 23rd, 2022. Okay, and which makes the timing very, very balanced because it was March 23rd, 2022, Ramadan 1st, 1444, right? And that's quite interesting because half of 44 is what? 22. Okay, and of course, and it was also the equinox too, right? At the time of the spring equinox, right? And that year saw a double new moon in Aries, right? Okay, so 2022 was a very significant year. 2022 was a very significant year. Ramadan 1st, 1444 was a very significant year, right? So, as we say, joyous Phenix Ramadan, golden lotus, full moon in the celestial house of Cassiopeia, this Jumada Akira 13, 1444, December 26, 2023. Pluto is to return to Aquarius in January, around the 20th, I believe. And this new moon in Jupiter goes and Jupiter goes direct the 19th, Jumada el Ula, 1445, December 30th, 2023. And this, so Jupiter going direct and this new full moon in Cassiopeia is aligned with the new moon with the new moon in Sagittarius. Now, and how is it aligned? Because Ramadan 1st, 1444, March 23rd, 2022, Mars entered Cassiopeia, right? It left Gemini and entered Cassiopeia. That's Ramadan 1st, 1444, March 23rd, 2022, right? Now, now Mars is in Sagittarius, right? At the time of the new moon. Now, in 2022, Mars was in the celestial house of the let's say the celestial mother, which represents myself, right? Because I'm moon Cassiopeia, right? So, and also of Ramadan, right? Okay, so and Aries as well, right? Okay, so now Mars is in the celestial house of the celestial grandmother, right? At the Sagittarius new moon, right? Now also Mars is reflected by the celestial grandfather, okay? Frank James Buncombe, and Sagittarius, as stated, is represented by the celestial grandmother, Maxine Thomas, right? So, and we have the sun conjunct Mars, right? Putting the emphasis on Mars, right? At that time, right, of the new moon. Now, and then Mars represents the Republic America's natal Mars, because at the time Ramadan, at the time Mars, no, at the time of Ramadan, first, 1444, March 23rd, 2022, Mars had left Gemini. Gemini is the natal house, okay, where the natal Mars, okay, of the natal Mars, right? Gemini is a, Mars in Gemini reflects the natal house of the celestial natal house for Republic America, right? So now, and when Mars left Gemini in Ramadan, 1444, right, 2022, it represented the new birth of Republic America, okay? Now, and why the rebirth? Because the rebirth of Republic America, the sun, Cassiopeia, the Hebrew Israelite queen, that's what Cassiopeia represents, right? Is Cancer is a celestial sun house for the natal Republic America. So the natal Republic America is being reborn, right? Born again. Now, at the time, Ramadan 1st, 1444, right? 2022, Pluto left the natal house. Pluto left the Republic America's natal house, right? America's natal Pluto is in Capricorn. And Pluto left Capricorn to enter Aquarius. And Aquarius is America's natal moon house, celestial moon house, right? So Republic America is very much highlighted during these transitional times of revelation, right? Because it reflects the Hebrew Israelites, okay? Now, the true Hebrew Israelites, right? And it's not anti-Semitic to say that the Zionists are not Hebrew Israelites. That's not anti-Semitic. And it's not terrorism, because before you place that disinformation, out there for the public to consume, prove that the Zionists are Hebrew Israelites. Prove it. Prove they're Jews. Don't just put that disinformation out there for people to consume, right? It's not anti-Semitic of me, a Hebrew Israelite, is what I am, alhamdulillah. A Muslim Hebrew Israelite, and it's not anti-Semitic to say someone is not of my cultural, ancestral heritage, and they are not. Zionism represents the Nazis represent the National Zionist Party. Not National Zionist Party is what a Nazi is. So to equate Nazism with Judaism, when the Nazis are the ones who massacred over 6 million Jews, and now Biden, and from what I understand, the complete House of Representatives have made it a law to equate Zionism with Judaism. Judaism is an invention of, I believe is something Hirsch, I forget his name, and came into being with the Balfour Declaration. Really? So it's like the Ten Commandments now? And the Rothschild is what? Musa? As it relates to Moses? Really? The burning bush spoke to Rothschild? So we're going to equate the ones who massacred and enslaved my ancestors and continue to enslave them for over 400 years, right? And persecute them. We're going to equate Nazism with Judaism, and then say anyone who speaks against Nazism is an anti-Semitic, and they have the they can be prosecuted and imprisoned, right? And because of anti-Semitism, hate speech, terrorism, right? I am a my ancestors are Jews. My ancestors are Hebrew Israelites. They didn't come from Poland. They didn't come from Ukraine. They didn't come from Germany. They came from no place in Europe. They came from Judea and Al-Kibuland. Okay? What is now part of Palestine, right? And the Palestinians are Hebrew Israelites as well. Well, they're not Hebrew Israelites, but they are, related to Abraham, so they are entitled to Palestine, right? So it is not anti-Semitic to say that Zionists are Nazis. It's just the end turned sideways. That is disinformation that they have legalized. They have weaponized to silence people. So to make it to make it hate speech, and thus try to make it silence people to go against their freedom of speech, the Constitution. It is unconstitution to try to what? To regulate religion. There's to be a separation between religion, state, and religion, right? But now they want to try to silence everyone, right? And take away someone's right to claim their own identity. So that's like saying, that's the same as transgender, to say a man is a woman and a woman is a man, right? Okay, we're going to talk more about that, but that's disinformation. It is not terrorism or hate speech to say someone is not my family. It is not hate speech to say that a Zionist is not a Jew. It is disinformation to equate Zionism with Judaism. Judaism was established in 1817. Yeah, November 2nd, on my dad's birthday, the celestial grandfather's birthday, Frank James Buncombe's birthday, right? He wasn't born yet, but it was his birthday. It was to be his birthday, right? So anyway, so it's disinformation to equate Zionism, which was established in 1817, and then November 2nd, 1817, and equate it with Judaism, right? So did Allah speak to that the one Rothschild and the one who done the constructed the Balfour Declaration? Before you prosecute anyone under that new law, statute, prove it. Prove it. Let them take DNA tests. What did Biden say? He told his father that if he was a Jew, he'd be a Zionist. Therefore, that is stating that Judaism and Zionism are two different constructs. Judaism is a spiritual belief. Zionism is a political ideology constructed from the mind of man. Judaism is constructed by Allah, the creator of the universe. So it is not going against. They would be infringing upon my human rights to try to compel me or anyone of my ancestral heritage to equate Judaism with Zionism. That's the same as equating the Holocaust with, you know, Nazism. To say the Nazis were the saviors of the Jews that they killed, right? They are the same faith. But let me tell you what really happened. Okay, what really happened with that, the reason why there was a Holocaust, right, was because the Jews, right, Jews refused to accept Zionism, and the Zionists needed the Jews to embrace Zionism in order to take the Holy Land, right? In order to take my ancestral homeland, right? And the ancestral homeland of the Muslims, of the Palestinians, the Arabs, right? Because the Arabs are entitled to the land as well, right? So it was the Jews who choose not to, you know, to go along with the Zionists. So what they did was the Zionists killed the Jews in Germany, right? They killed the Jews in Germany in order, because Hitler was he was a Ashkenazis. So the Ashkenazis killed the Jews that, you know, went against their desire to take over Palestine. And why did they want Palestine? Because again, those aristocrats, right? Those Western aristocrats, Zionists, want to prove supremacy, right? They want Ashkenazi supremacy over the West. They want Western supremacy over the East. We're going to go to video 3.